Alright, start this over. I started once and something happened and it froze up, but today I've got a piece of Obsidian. This is from Neolithics, Good, Bad, and Ugly. My son's got me a box for Father's Day. I've started to work the edge. It still has a square edge here on the end of it. Just a natural, I guess, way the pieces broke off. So we're going to try to work that off. And just thought this would be a good piece to try on camera. And speaking of the camera, I was gifted a microphone this week. So kind of testing that out for the first time. I'll thank the gracious giver. Hopefully this will help with a lot of people's problems with hearing me, where I tend to talk low and have different background noises and things, so we'll see how it works out together. But you're here to see napping, not yakking, so I'm going to shut up for now and try that. I had taken some of these edges off when I was about ready to say, and that's when I realized the camera froze up. When you hit on that square edge, it makes a deep bulb. So I'm going to try now to just go in here and kind of zigzag the rest of that edge off and hopefully have some good platforms to set up and thin the rest of this piece out. I started off this morning working on my big 5/8 copper indirect. Yesterday Ebbo put out a little short video on a piece of aluminum that he was using, and I kind of liked the way it was just a short piece, kind of like what I use on the 5/8, but it came up under the leg. And it just seemed like it was a lot easier because that 5/8 is real heavy, and when I hit on it, it wants to fall off my knee. So I cut it off and fashioned up a different way of holding it. And I practiced with it for a good hour or so, but it's too cumbersome. I'm not a readily changeable person. I mean, I tried just to get adjusted to it, but it just doesn't feel right. And it may be how I'm trying to set it up also, but it seemed like when I hit, it wanted to go more down rather than in, so maybe I'll look at something differently at some other point, as far as trying to get the power to go straight in instead of down or some other goofy angle. But I applaud Ebbo for being innovative. A lot of guys out there that are always thinking. Jimmy's Country Creekside Napping, I think is what his channel is. He's one that seems like he's always a thinker. And there's a new channel out. It's not a new napper, but a new channel called The Struggling Napper. The Struggling Napper, all one word. Yeah, just check his channel out. If you do any kind of search for Flintknapping, he'll come up. Been cranking out several videos here of late. And Nice what am I trying to say? Content. It's quiet. So if you enjoy just the sounds of napping, it's a good channel to check out. Trying to hit these forward just to cut that square edge off again. Still working on that. You can see just from just a little zigzagging, that square edge is gone now. We've got some good platforms to come up and hopefully do some quick thinning on this piece. Or not. Again, I said it before, I don't work a lot of Obsidian, and a lot of times kind of forget some of the principles and end up making the platforms too stout. It's kind of a fine line you have to walk with this stuff. Get either a stout enough platform to where it'll sustain the, the force going into it, or it's too weak and it'll blow up. This right here is kind of dangerous with this Obsidian. I don't know if you can see. I mean, there's all kind of stuff going on going in here. There's a crack going down that goes down this way. This goes here. This is not even released. It's kind of broken up. It's from this stuff, and I mean, you can say it's sissy or whatever. I guess you should really use that word, but just, oh, you don't wear a glove, or you're wearing a glove. I should have a glove, but where I use the leather that protects me, I mean, the whole point I'm trying to make is that's really unpredictable what's going to happen when I hit this. I mean, which way these shards are going to go. And, kind of talked about this before. This is not a matter of survival and anything else. This is a hobby, and it'd just be a shame to lose the use of a tenon over something like that. So just be careful when you hit into these busted up areas like that. Long story short. You can see there's still some damage going down into that area, but it cleared off. Not that I wasn't thinking it was going to clear off. The whole point was trying to make the point of hitting into that dangerous area. But I don't know. I'm rattling now. Another little flat diamond type area here. Just trying to zigzag off again. I was thinking, I know I was mentioning some of the different channels there beginning of this. It's almost like our phones nowadays, you know, unless it's kind of probably our family's number. There's a whole lot of phone numbers stored in our cell phones that we couldn't say unless it was stored. It's kind of the same with the YouTube channels. You know, a lot of them are just automatically come up, so if I did mispronounce the name of a channel, I'm sorry for that. Just working up this big hump here. I know there's probably people out there thinking, I mean, why be so tedious with just this piece of obsidian, but Chuck Kimber and myself were talking once. I mean, how much rock's left out there, you know? And I know there might never run out of some certain types, but I mean, seriously, not necessarily a shortage of rock. I mean, so many areas are being cut off to where you can't go get rock anymore. So, I mean, may come a time, wish we had a little piece of obsidian or some other common material to work. So with like every piece that I try to work, I try to get the most out of it that I can. Slipped off. might look ugly, but I can come back in over here and cut that off. I'm just trying to thin more than concerned with hinging right now. As much as I wanted it to be. And then went over, just took the top of that hinge off and smoothed it out pretty much. One or two good ones, and Craig Ratz would be calling wanting to raise the price on this piece. Just kidding. He don't even have my number. Sitting here beating on this and just realized in the beginning my whole thoughts were I was going to try to maybe do some sort of blade. Try to make a handle, but yeah. gotten some Osage over the winter. It's from a root burl type thing piece. Then I'm interested to see what the wood might look like. I've stepped down a size, so now it's kind of a whole nother learning process to figure out what kind of power to put into it. You see that flying away? I mean, it's another cracked area, but I mean, the shards are just zooming out of there. Be curious to see if the new microphone blocks out a lot of the traffic noise I get here. A few more flakes, I'm going to stop this video. Make sure the microphone's even working. Not that it shouldn't be working, but junk. Try to get this last hump off here. Don't know if you can see what it's going into, a big hump there. I'm going to try to set up and follow up this ridge, what little bit of ridge there is, and see if we can cut a little bit of it off here. So I'm just providing support underneath it. Well, hope for the best. Very run. I mean, I know it's Obsidian, but just kind of my point. I mean, see, I lowered that platform, brought it back down closer to this surface. Just sometimes take a second to set things up, you know. Your results usually work out to be a little bit better. Just give yourself all the chance you can. Say it that way. And sometimes with a little luck, things work out. One or two more, and we're calling her quits with this video. Alright, it's a crude, rough, we'll say biface. Biface slash almost preform. The way it's worked, straighten up a little bit, come back and see how further we can get. Be right back.